We're gonna do a bonfire with those?
We could.
Yes.
Paying $4,000 for a 2-bedroom.
Meeting is being recorded.
My heart is down.
All right, so posted the list. Shouldn't write with that color pen. So we had license. And so what we've done is we've taken the original pillars that we were anticipating and we've adapted them. So we're going to work in 3 groups. You could share it here. So 3 working groups that will be working on 2 pillars at a time. So basically we're going to have a period of time where each group will be in one corner of the room with 2 pillars assigned to you. The first group, we're going to have to divide this because we're a little behind schedule. But Vashti, Brittany, and I will each facilitate the group and kind of help you through this. And what you're going to do, you're going to focus on your first pillar for about half an hour. Work through that. We'll give you some instruction. Well, the instructions are we'll have you talk about accomplishments in progress, challenges and trends, and kind of brainstorm around that, and then talk about what are some proposed. So you work for about a half an hour on one, then a half an hour on the other one, which is what it says here. And then you'll rotate around and you'll be able to see what the previous group has done on theirs, and you'll have a time to add to that. So again, it'll divvy up about like 10 minutes on one pillar, 10 minutes on another pillar. And we'll try to get as much paper needed to fit all your comments on. And then we're going to take all that information, and later in the agenda, we're going to look at each topic individually as a full group. And you'll be able to kind of see, okay, here's what was developed during that discussion, what ideas came out. Yeah, if you can't put it on the wooden wall, then it's hard to find any place to put stuff.
Okay. We can put stuff on these doors.
And the windows?
We can put stuff on the windows,
Okay, good.
not the wood wall,
Not the wooden.
Yeah.
the arch.
Oh, yeah.
Or the art.
So these are not the groups. So the groups, and this is how we'll rotate, but forget all that. Those are not even the right pillars, so forget it. So the groups are shown over on the wall there, and we tried to mix it up as best we could, but that was part of why we started a little late. We were scrambling to reallocate everybody. So it will be Beeman, Joyce, Patel, Davis, Fox, and Melvin will start up here. Chin, Vipperman, Efremoff, McLean, and Graham will start in the back left corner. And Doyle, Hall, Hemmings, and again, Tucker, Davis, and Ball will start on the back corner on the right, where I'm standing. All the same. So that's the plan. So this gives everybody a chance to talk about each of the pillars and share your ideas, thoughts, and concerns, and ideas, and goals, et cetera. Yes, sir.
Member Doyle wanted to verify the schedule. So we had.
Schedule is we're going to take the first half hour, work on one pillar. So you basically do half of rotation 1 before lunch. So because obviously it's afternoon, but we're going to do lunch a little bit late. I think we want to get this started and get a feel for how it's going, and then we'll come back and pick up in the middle of round 1 after lunch.
So for the public, we'll be taking lunch at 12:40.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. All right. So this requires everybody to actually stand up and move and.
The buck.
Requires everybody to stand up.
Big changes.
So we. And like, you don't need it. No, I need to check it out. It's up to you. Some people prefer to do a little brainstorming first before we put things on there.
I've never been known to decide.
Sure. You can just
Day, unless I sit here, and then that would not be very helpful.
No.
Who's gonna be the writer?
And what we can do too is if you prefer to brainstorm first on individual sticky notes, we can do that before we put them on there, and I can send the benefits to them, or we can just stand front and make things down. Okay, I'll just. All right, so do we want to start with licensing? Communication. Hey, licensing. All right. So we can talk about accomplishments and progress. Let's get a little study. That's a big one.
All right, so we're going to start our conversation.
This here, give me the.
Right there.
Sometimes
Yes.
Licensee, what will be accomplished?
You can erase barriers. Additions to register.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we want you to focus on putting your thoughts on post-its on
The reduction of.
and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's fine.
I'm not following.
I don't know where. As far as.
So, and interns and pharmacists, always. There's a few struggles.
Right now, I'm reading about this for you guys, if you want to.
And it's that.
Yeah.
It's almost.
That are positive.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
restaurants. Because when we say restaurants, it's the best.
I think it's in it.
On my ear.
Right in the hall.
Yeah, I do, but I think that is a definite accomplishment because it
Much.
it makes it much clearer and. So.
Yeah.
So you also. Individual.
That's the part. That way we see the little pastor comes up with their own
So I
thoughts.
guess. An example of something that I think that. So I think. It was part of you. And then it's also, especially the main option, is yes, like it's very clear.
It's very personal. Both here say. Things.
That kind of falls on.
You do.
It was the goal.
Yes. So wait, there's one more I just missed. Technicians, pharmacy, interns, and. Pharmacists. Oh, I did. Yeah. Great.
Now we're.
That's right, yeah. One of these days, I'll remember. It's their language.
Just for fun. No, no, that was in the last couple of years.
Sure, this correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
It was a law. Like.
So the RDSP.
RDSP helps.
And expand
Admissions to the semi-index.
Yeah.
And it also helps with access. I talked to Telefarm, NABP, and she says that that's pretty cool. That it takes. Oh, I guess mine, like, sure, see, they've done some stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to talk about challenges, concerns, and trends?
Hot mess out there.
I like to say something different. So what do you mean by that?
Like, see.
So something that started, but maybe not like We achieve. I like that.
I think short
Accomplishments and
is a big concern.
Then
I've seen a lot of feedback on, the technician being unprepared for the, job market. How do we address that?
I think it's just employers are getting a warm body in there that they can then,
Yeah,
you get.
I mean, it's like what's more important than warm body, I mean, somebody. I
It
mean,
depends.
it's a paradox.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on that, and on how they're gonna be trained and by who. But
I figure out the way to phrase this, employers not knowing needs or what
not training.
not trained.
So,
I mean, it just, they,
No employers training is just
they
take a long time.
yeah, right, like,
They're
yeah.
explaining.
want the warm body, yeah.
You know, person in there, it's more about training, yeah, it's not.
It's really,
that's training.
it's like functional.
Here's
Here's
the
the
first
problem,
thing.
this is gonna help, and then as the funds.
On insufficient training and support.
Yeah, insufficient
Yeah.
training.
They have good training programs.
Yeah. And so then.
Getting
And they're on
people
their, and they're on their.
off the floor to go do whatever training. On the floor and getting the hours and not being,
I think we were.
a lot of times technicians are just thrown in, like, here, you count, it's not like there's an extra person teaching you how to count. All the
So
steps.
years ago, they used to,
Yeah.
you have 1 month, 2 months training.
Right.
So there is no more anymore. It's not.
I know, I think we should like.
Training.
That you, like insufficient trainer, amount of trainers.
Insufficient time to train.
It's insufficient functioning overall, so.
Due to the staffing shortage, is
Yeah.
insufficient time to train properly or safely.
So
We
that's.
lost our technician. Private college or industry, stop marketing, we are.
Yeah.
That was their story, that's when I was starting. That's when I was starting to. Roll it next, you know, they were doing a lot of marketing. Just a way to get people to come.
Marketing is part of the school.
Online registration, I just thought this came in online.
Community college. Because they have a website for it, and I saw that.
We've implemented the government, government system, so that's operations of communication. Allow to.
Easier to figure out.
That's an issue related to the lives.
Renewables, type licensing, updated regulations.
There will still be.
State benefits.
I think another challenge has been there, and so
Technician licenses. Old rules. Roles in development facilities.
I don't know how many. do them. I know pharmacists do, I'm assuming some pharmacists do. But I think this is, I think it's approved, but I am always concerned of.
Questions that you have.
Well,
Only if they're forced to read it, probably, or in trouble. No, they don't put anybody down, but I know from working with people, I worked with technicians that were long-term technicians, like, so. I'm like, have you read that?
Yeah.
I have rules, you just tell me what to do, I'm like, no.
The education piece is definitely missing.
okay.
I mean, they'll be different, but it'll be the same. I don't like.
Should we know? Transition to a new setting that I lived on my way.
Not insignificant.
And have myself.
I think so.
It'd be bad if we didn't.
I was thinking it can you to be on a confident or just that higher.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You're not still. No, still searching for real. It does happen to boards.
We went through our life.
Yeah. You for this. So talented.
Especially federal
Talented.
have to turn,
Yes.
combat that, whatever, you know, like, and they have that list and they have to do it, every company's. They're a great.
A lot of it is so dry and so, not pertinent to your day to day.
It's probably, it's like.
More,
learning
more,
about
it's
HR,
so
like that type of.
hardwired and it's,
Like,
do you step here?
yes.
Okay. No, we shouldn't be work groups that have vision, but the extent of being in the read this. I think by the time you get done with the cleaning, there's not a lot of bandwidth left for really sitting down at home with our rules, which might not be as exciting as sitting down home with a novel. I have a great one.
Right, so.
I encourage us also, like, this is a good opportunity to think about how equity can be incorporated here, like how things licensing that we do as well, and equity, diversity, and inclusion, and maybe challenges and certain and trends around this.
Like. Right.
So
So more.
it's built collective data, it's supposed to be all that we do, right?
Maybe we can put collective, the idea as accomplishment, even though we know we have lots to work on, we're working on it, what do you think?
Well, I think it's great that you just now to go on to the website and find out what your, what your rules are. And say, okay, that is the work there is wrong. That is, there's something to what's that was.
It's voluntary on the side.
Yeah.
Is that on there, it's very easy to find.
They start next week. Okay, so, okay.
Yeah, that's what, yes, if they know where to go.
And then, okay. Rules revisions. updating.
I don't remember, 'cause it's state.
I think there's. I don't, I haven't. The steps of it, I think.
So-
Yes.
Right, a challenge is I'm trying to, you guys, at full task.
Change the inspection process.
Yep.
It's important, right?
It's not our stuff, it's like
All the licenses.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually love it.
and you can pull the data.
It's for the sake of.
Yeah, there's still needs to be that on there, but we don't,
Good.
we don't, I don't know how, and we're not involved, and other questions are out.
Did we do this like 5 minutes ago or with a long time?
And we were doing this.
I think that was 5 minutes ago. I don't know. It is new. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, did we, I knew that.
And it
Okay,
took time, you know, so it did go live.
Yes.
Super.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because that is a great thing.
November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'll show you some conversations.
that is great.
I understand.
I challenge,
Oh, go ahead.
I had to.
And see, you know, partnership with agencies and you had to incorporate that into the license.
So into the license, that was the first review hearing,
An intern.
so that related to. That matters, so, but.
Yeah, it'll just.
Having people, my question is,
Wasn't through that
but I could.
Oh.
like onto the pharmacies, as opposed to having to audit, and it would be like, shows all your paper.
Right, I don't know. The CPD monitor and you can go monitor.
You know, website.
You know,
On the national level,
Communication. And.
federal question actually is a challenge because it's slow.
About the opening and closing, like, okay, so we do have rules and
And you're talking about technicians not knowing the law.
only as good as when.
Only on federal level.
Because we have a national level, there's discussion at NAB about, there's a lot of resolution, something they're working on.
No, they're totally, nobody knows that it is.
So, but then on the other hand,
Or-
they're still started uploading and then. Not additional. There are many keep CP.
It is an ongoing challenge.
Controlled.
Netflix.
There's going to share this anyway. Some PJ.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
On a national level, potential trend is.
Pharmacists exam chambers.
Okay.
No internet. So there's traction for the technician.
I don't know, that was like one thing.
that?
You pay candy.
It was in innovations like a year ago.
It was like.
Local level.
Okay, and that's like the. That's pulling up, that's isolated inside of this. I am seeing as a net person.
The rules are not clear, so.
And I go to their website and they're not.
Trying to help the staff understand the retailer.
Like, so that's, I still see that.
At least for the licensing staff in particular, how to participate in this, that is about the process as well. As opposed to.
So
So do you need like more clarity in the licensing? More clarity in the- that seems-
They have one thing, but I wasn't sure the pioneer thing, like the change of.
Let's see.
Like that's.
That's a huge, yes, our change of ownership rules.
Yes.
Yes. Just the huge one.
Yeah. The state.
Anything that's not clear to anyone else.
So.
Or someone's supposed to be like, oh, some pages of it.
It should be NAB. Just like the MPJ. Just like NAB.
This is like coming one. 2023.
That's 5 years, so. There's different.
Well, as long as there's technicians, whether as long as you.
It's always a barrier of like creating barriers.
We can be fair. We all have.
Well, like the test.
Yes.
There's a lot of.
You said staffing, we're looking at the board staffing, but what about,
Like.
this is licensed, registered?
This is. Yeah.
I'm thinking,
It's gonna create some barriers.
lots of people, pharmacists.
It's like.
And it's like Walgreens pay for the.
So is that something like they're, well, our solution
It's not our
license?
accomplishment.
Yes.
And I don't think it's a trend, it's something maybe. And I don't see others.
Not having enough.
So even if you pay for it, doesn't mean they're going to.
To seek in license.
I don't put them on contract.
Sad. I don't know where
It
that's.
may or may not be something they'll have to rent. So, but it's definitely something that does impact.
You find this word.
It's been around, well, that's where the.
Even if.
Right, but.
Because they're burnt out, they may also be because they're doing too many meetings.
You got someone that's.
Like diminishing licenses.
Is that true though?
I don't know. It's making
Am I just making it up?
They're looking for different.
For those that go out, we're getting new ones all the time.
At the end of the meeting, they said they 14,000.
Yes.
So.
And honestly, if you're older and you don't know about these things,
To
you
make
just
up
don't
for
as
this,
needed,
rolling
and
out
then that's a problem. Then you go back into the merchandise.
If you just don't want to.
It seemed like. Challenges. So.
Outside looking in, I'm taking everything.
In 2019, we had coaching at the. To be for like.
Well, yeah,
And there, and that's, I mean, and people, so those, yeah.
It was a sea change.
Just those circular, dizzying conversations, I was just
Oh, sure. That's the questions.
Go back to a purple shade.
I was just trying to get it, because I'm mindful of time, goals, understanding, these are challenges. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get us.
Yeah.
Something specific.
Like Ford really having specialized education training programs versus national certification, like having that, we're starting. I don't think that, I think that goal needs to, that action.
About having more conversations about.
Really, it's kind of.
That was.
Yes. Like, I think
now we can
having
start addressing
conversation
that.
about the specialized education, there's a special.
There's 23. They should have
Yeah, I think we need to expand on that.
Because we already know it's, right now, it's hard to find the one word. Forget about my.
You're gonna take this on.
But it's great, I was thinking.
That's right.
Obviously, there is.
Structure.
I was written. But other COPT. I do compounding, I do admixtures, you know, have to have this specialized training.
They're better. Computers.
Yep, but we do have that option in the law, is what I'm saying, and that was the key action.
So.
Different, specialized,
Now, you could take additional training and get additional certification.
Right.
It was initially when we wrote all of the first decades ago, right, it was just text. Now they've got other.
but it's something like 5 to 10 years down the road. I mean, now we're addressing.
Train you because.
Licensees.
I'm thinking.
Being reduced. They have to figure out so much.
Foundation for the technicians who are coming in to be prepared for the job, to know, to have an education, you know, at the technician level. Education can harm you, what your role is as a technician, they need to be better educated when they come in. It's for the areas to. Because they're not prepared right now, that's the feedback we get. If they're not prepared for the job market, don't know the dangers of their job.
NABP, right.
Yeah, the development on the job is.
So Sharon.
I'm fine with that, on the road, is that gonna be, yes, a member, saying that's.
I've seen a lot of success stories, but it is not. It needs to really. Some of the.
Integrated.
We have two technicians that are equally, or most traffic now, it's all manual, but also they're missing a way to do it electronically, but it goes back to contracting. And
Money to be situations.
there is not, trying to embed, back when I was at Central Retail, and my vaccine.
I have lots of.
I think there's just a huge. That will. Items that we were talking about and we're working on. The other one was related to the division and role update. It didn't make the patient feel at ease, and so I, for both places.
It's so good. I mean, that was, you know. Yeah.
I know I did.
Something like.
So this is really something that's already. Planned.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great one.
Inequities, maybe, in place. background, everything that we, we're thinking about it, that I think it has to be an operation, just a natural, normal process. They're gonna find something they can trace into market.
Else is, so like we did.
I also think of like the public.
And I don't know.
Gonna hire somebody right off the street.
The conference and they did a,
Or they see somebody who's.
Again, that's not.
they did a, no, they did a full. Yeah, the guy from.
There's too much data.
Things different.
You don't even have a hand.
Yeah.
It's just for in 2020. Oh, yeah, days, everything was so long. It used to be trying to trace.
Oh, yeah. So many.
I thought it's just.
Other than probably like 10 more steps.
So we know things too, well, sometimes it's good to be aligned and relook at what our.
This conversation that.
That's true. I recently.
Yeah, they'll go over, but they're. That was interesting. License board considered.
But I think a potential goal would be to look at the applications and make them clearer.
It's the barrier.
And I mean, let's see, how do I, this came up with a question, yeah, to make it.
Over whatever he did.
Yep.
I didn't need that he had, mental health issue, but since he treatment that project did, it was a huge pilot. And so there's this national discussion that's happening around license.
Well, and not only that, but the
Considering this is not asking that question. I know in my field. It should mental health provider and for a suicide, ideation, you have to report that to the board. And you're monitored for several months, right? And most people don't want to go to that, so they don't speak. So,
Let's talk about that.
Well, that's the second one, also.
They're actually having discussions around that. To consider that.
Yeah, to consider the ones.
That.
This got addressed, and we slightly modified the license communication to be more specific to would it affect your state practice, as opposed to being just a broader question.
You don't get penalized for taking license that you're not having. You don't get help.
A lot of the issues and challenges.
Getting help, you do
Does
your
the
job.
pharmacy board have
It's happening right now.
requirements?
5 years from now.
Yeah.
I think the way the question's currently written is only if it affects your ability to balance.
Yeah.
Practice farther.
So I have.
I read on that. That's the part that's. Sorry.
No, we took that question out, I think.
I'm a pharmacist and I somehow developed it as an addiction.
No, we're really.
And I have to go into an inpatient.
Or you have. Drones, dropping stuff off. Well, they have applications after you.
Just in general. Just that's the holder of my license.
I don't think unless there's a.
Right, unless it's part of a.
Yeah, you got arrested for DUI tonight.
Now we can go on and listen to the board meetings, like.
Well, that's good.
It's 90%.
But the thing is, that question looks like.
Actual challenge, that one is, application questions are still a challenge, and our goal is to break them out.
Right, like make have you ever had any history of an arrest from a people always,
Yeah.
and then rewrite the statement or.
But it seems to be.
Broken healthcare system with PDMs.
Are in discussion.
You could.
So this, have there been fewer cases, issues since the applications?
I
Is
don't,
there a way to know or?
you really have to ask him.
Yeah.
We need to. I guess one of my goals is to figure out how to be able to break down that information better. Don't try to
About how many applications went to compliance, how many applications. And then we track that well, so it's updating our system. So that we have indicator school access information.
Other than the technology, when you start over.
About the rules and how to indicate.
Trying to make it better.
We try to find that important communications and major.
We used to work and have,
Trying to.
Time check, it is 12:38.
did this allow, sort of quota?
Why is this?
Independent pharmacy,
It's interesting that maybe
PBMs are.
I was just saying how we have.
They are in health.
Years and, we're probably about, just challenges. It feels like we're chasing that.
But that's how you can affect patient safety, right?
And I feel like,
For somebody to fill.
and this is just my interpretation, it's like Part G,
Is several mixed into one day, right?
right, there's several, and they seem like more longer term
That better.
and
That's a patient.
resource intensive.
That's what they're.
It's not a business
Integration.
issue, it's a.
That question you're raising, that
You need to look at.
penalized for having mental health.
You know what I would want?
So don't affect their life.
That's a really good. That's big.
Me, right?
Yeah. They come back.
Absolutely, it does not make sense. Need more service.
You don't charge very much.
That's what I.
It's why they're not, so they're close.
Should I do basic?
There's a more.
The actual staff at now.
It sounds like.
Is that what you could be?
What's your,
This, the new compliance. Fire.
We're not trying this.
Allowed to say that? It is. Unless you have, unless you have adequate.
I'll give them a work. So that no pharmacist works alone. Whatever. Is that still enough?
Yes.
Or is it a structuring or restructuring the way in which you?
Yeah.
Is that slow?
Maybe we want to go there.
There are lever.
Is it that you need more bodies?
Considering.
Last board meeting,
Nothing.
the board approved us moving forward with getting a new.
That's so high.
Secretaries for assistant, so a goal would.
And that was.
Yeah, adequate staffing and Florida.
Yeah.
Something.
When I was.
What about it? Staffing is to save. Your being.
We need to have those.
Errors.
Yeah, that's long.
Yeah, so that's why we need ratio.
Yeah.
We need to have mandated ratio.
Different in much first, we're talking about the volumes of, if.
And then more regulations.
And I don't.
Adequate, what is adequate staff?
Right, and identify what might be contributing to that increase. Some kind of analysis.
I'll say fair.
Identifying. Notice.
Some of that.
Probably, what role do we play in actually address?
Just.
Right.
Now we said.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, let me know, I can throw them up, but.
We're supposed to get both. No,
Just.
this is round one.
We'll have time. So what's nice is you'll get a chance to influence the other ones that also get to that.
Short.
That's fine. But, is it just like, maybe there are.
Yeah, we can. We can at least whatever.
It does make sense. I'm just happy.
No.
So how long did you live in the DC area then? Years.
I grew up in that. I mean, I'm a Virginia.
Just need to know.
Where?
And that is.
So I was DMV, raised.
So, yeah.
Any of
Yeah.
No, so goal is.
Stay down.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Most of my family is either married at Quantica.
Oh, yeah.
Go up. Screen can go up.
Were you a resident fan or?
I don't like commanders.
That is one thing.
So I.
You rescued it.
Yeah.
Bunch of.
Actually, no, my husband had. Get out.
Sunday.
They got the other end of the facilities, and then.
Attraction.
Small.
Out.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Other dog, aging, it's all dying.
Lunch that and I was so mad.
Teen, yes.
where I was.
Every time.
Like.
Board president.
Yes. She's a while. My voice.
Our morning session, we're taking break, now at 12:45. Our original scheduled lunch is for a half an hour. I'm asking facilitator Pandy if that's continues to be okay with his schedule.
Half an hour?
Yeah.
Yes, that's,
Oh, sorry, it was 15 minutes.
yeah.
So
We could do 45. That would fit.
45. So we'll re-adjourn at 1:30. We will halt the public meeting online and we'll have to ask the public in the room to exit as well and enjoy wherever they like to go. So thank you very much. All right.